Hey everybody, Brant Phillips here with Real Estate Fundamentals. So today I'm going to answer and respond to a question I got from a viewer, a rehab questions from Brad. This is Brad. He said, "Hello Brant, my name is Brad Hall. Saw a webinar that you did a month or so ago. You mentioned your book, How to Flip a House." Yes, I have a book. It's out there. It's on Amazon. It's called How to Flip a House. Check it out. Anyways, he says, "I know there's a million how-to books out there, but something led me to buy yours. I'm so glad I did. Wish I had read it last year before I started my first flip, LOL. Almost everything you mentioned in the book I had gone through with my first flip. A lot of mistakes I made. You confirmed what I've been thinking on how to do better going forward." And by the way, this is not a selfish plug for my book. Well, maybe it is, a little shameless plug. But look, I've made every mistake. So that's what I try to talk about in my book and on this YouTube show, Real Estate Fundamentals. But get back to the email. He said, "Thank you for that and sharing your experiences. So my reason for this email is I have a rehab question. Is it better to buy materials yourself from a Home Depot or Lowe's type of store, or buy them from a contractor? Most contractors say they have or can get the materials you need. Which would you recommend?" So a couple of things. So one, if you ever have a real estate question, I love for you guys to send me real estate questions like this. It's like I like to help people, and it's a very efficient way to help people, not just answer your question, but to answer other listeners and viewers and subscribers. So make sure if you have questions, like, hit me up, and love to be able to help you out with your question. The other thing is, I get a lot of emails like this, and they're not a very easy email to. I don't have time to sit down and respond to all these emails, and they're not very emails to answer in text form. Sometimes it's easier just to talk about it. So let's break this question down. It says, "Is it better to buy materials yourself or from a Home Depot or Lowe's type of store?" So first and foremost, my answer to every real estate question in the world ever posed is it depends, okay? And the answer is true here. So what I will tell you is it depends on your business model, how many deals you're doing, et cetera, et cetera. When I first started investing, I hired a general contractor, and I just pretty much put everything, I put all my trust and my faith in them to do everything. I wanted a turnkey rehab when I first started. I was still working my corporate job. I didn't know anything about rehab. I didn't know anything about construction. There was a little bit of me that wanted to go, pick out some materials and all that, but I didn't. I just said, "Look, man, you come from good recommendations from other real estate investors. Your estimate is on point with my budget. Dude, do your thing." And so I chose then, because of a time capacity, a lack of experience, to let them do it. Then I quickly progressed to, hey, okay, I think I've got a handle on a few rehabs later. I just watched and took notes and learned. And one for me was like, I had the desire to begin managing rehabs, to get my own subs and doing that HGTV kind of stuff, not swinging a hammer too much. I did that on occasion, but more just to kind of tackle the management side of things. So I slowly but surely began doing the material part of it. Now, I went from, what you don't want to do is go get in your car or truck and go pick out materials and deliver materials and things like that. But I slowly began like, hey, I like that tile. I'm a Home Depot guy, right? We spend a lot of money at Home Depot, on average around $400,000 to $500,000 a year at Home Depot, which is cool. I'm going on a tangent here because you get these little fuel rewards cards, and I'll show you. Like, you get these fuel rewards cards, and they are the bomb, because on average I get gas at like 2 cents. These little bad boys here are pretty awesome. So I get gas basically for 2 cents a gallon. People are like, "How do you do that?" I'm like, it's easy. Just spend $500,000 a month at Home Depot. But it's pretty cool. But the thing that I learned from Home Depot was there were some things that we used over and over and over. Tile, like to this day, we still get our tile from Home Depot. Paint, Home Depot. Like sheetrock, like nails, screws, all that kind of stuff. But what you don't want to do is where you're going and getting the stuff and picking stuff out and doing all that kind of foolishness. What you want to do is get your contractors going and getting this stuff. So that's what we kind of progressed to, where we would send our contractors. We said, hey, we've got this SKU number for tile. We like this paint color. We like these light fixtures, et cetera, et cetera. So we began building basically like a SKU list, right? Like a database of like, this is what we want to use at Home Depot: doorknobs, light fixtures, paint, tile, lumber, sheetrock. I've mentioned those things, toilets, faucets, fixtures, things like that. That's what we began using from a Home Depot. We tested out Lowe's. We just got along better with Home Depot. And Home Depot's more the builder grade kind of stuff that we like. Things we do not go to buy. Hard flooring, like hardwoods or laminates. We've got a turnkey guy, and he seems to get stuff a little bit better, more consistent and cheaper, so we let him do that. Granite, not cost effective from Home Depot. Carpet, same thing, not cost effective. It's easier and more cost effective to call my carpet guy and just say, hey, we need 3 bedrooms of oatmeal carpet, go get it done. So my response, so I'm getting at to your question, is it needs to make business sense of whether or not you buy materials or whether you don't. It needs to make sense with your financially, and it needs to make sense with your time. Now, I'll tell you also that we began running into a problem. We were doing a lot of phone sales. I mean, you got to understand, we were having 10 to 20 construction projects going on at a time. So with a lot of phone sales means a lot of phone calls, and for myself, for my assistant, we're just getting blown up with Home Depot calls all the time. And then what was also happening was there were items that we should not have been paying for. So there was some theft, so to speak, and just some waste that we couldn't control with phone sales. And then there were times where they would pick out the wrong thing, and then they maybe open up the package, so we can't take it back, and it was just headaches. And it was becoming very inefficient. So we moved to a model, and this, I get it, this doesn't work for everybody, but we moved to a model where we began having weekly meetings at Home Depot. We used to do 2 meetings, now it's 1 meeting a week at Home Depot. And we'd actually meet at the pro desk, 7 a.m. in the morning. We'd meet with our contractors, and we'd review all the projects in our project management system, all the scope of work that they were performing. We would let them go out into Home Depot, go get your paint, go get your tile, go get your nails, go get whatever, go get your trash bags, go get your light fixtures, We'd be sitting at the pro desk, drinking their free coffee, using their free Wi-Fi, working on other things, being highly efficient. They would bring their carts up, and we'd say, yes, yes, nope, go take that back. We would continue working. We would approve things or deny things that way. That became incredibly efficient, and we still use that model to this day. For 80% of the purchases that we buy, we pay for them. So we get our fuel rewards points. Other places that we use American Express. We get American Express points. My wife and my family, we take typically 1.5 to 2 vacations a year that are pretty much free off of rewards points. So that's a pretty cool benefit as well. So, Brad, I'm not sure if I answered your question completely or not, but, go looping back to that question. Is it better to buy materials yourself from a Home Depot or Lowe's type of store, or buy them from a contractor? It just depends, on your business, where you're at, and what's efficient for you or not. And if you are, I'm going to end with this, if you are going to allow your contractor to purchase materials, you got to be real careful in terms of the quality, right, and the selections that they're making, because you're basically handing over the design part of things to your contractor, unless they're providing you SKUs, color schemes, and things like that. So that's the other thing that you have to be careful about, because I have seen that where when contractors are in control of buying the materials, a lot of times they're trying to make as much money as they can on every deal, and so therefore they're trying to get the cheapest stuff that they can, and that's going to affect your value, your days on the market, everything else. So that makes it more oftentimes than not, it is going to make more sense for you as a real estate investor to either buy the materials yourself or build those systems, build those databases, those SKU systems, so that you build a system around how materials are purchased in your business, rather than you going to buy them, and rather than your contractor going to buy them and giving them freedom of choice. They can go buy them under your approved parameters. So Brad, I hope that helps. Anybody watching this as well, hope that helps you as well. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. You won't regret it. I'm going to come to you guys with tons of value, real life, real estate experience after doing hundreds and hundreds of deals over the years. And I'm going to give it to you real. I'm going to give it to you raw. I'm going to give you what's working in today's market. So once again, thanks for watching the show. Look forward to talking to you on other shows and helping you grow your real estate business.